As we celebrate the birth of our country, looking back, there are a number of defining moments that have allowed America to prosper in ways that have become a beacon of hope for the world. In the late 1700s, the 2.5 million citizens who inhabited the 13 colonies were just looking to gain freedom and independence. For almost 300 years, the U.S. had grown under the watchful eye of England, but lacked the representation at the table in Parliament. That proved to be the breaking point for an underground group known as the Sons of Liberty, led by Paul Revere and Samuel Adams. In the 1700s, the city of Boston played a central role in our nation's history as it became an important military objective for both the British and the colonists. At that time, Boston Harbor was the main port for importing and exporting goods and supplies. Various parliamentary acts that were passed to regulate trade in the colony directly affected the port and the merchants in Boston, which is what prompted their strong reactions and protests in the city.
The Boston Tea Party has a lot of myths and misconceptions of actually what happened. A couple. They thought the ships were British. The ships were not British. They did not belong to the crown. They were colonial ships. They were colonial owned, meaning they were part of the colonies. And the tea on board was East India Tea Company. It wasn't British tea, although they owned it. It came from China. Another misconception about the Boston Tea Party is that it was over taxes. It really had nothing to do with taxes in tea as much as it had to do with representation. The Magna Carta simply stated that no British subject should be taxed without their consent in Parliament. And that's what was going on. We wanted a voice at the table. Taxation without representation is tyranny.
The Declaration of Independence was declared on July 2nd and fully approved by Congress on July 4th. Medal of Honor recipient Patrick Brady is quick to point out that the monumental legislation set America on a path to becoming the greatest nation the world has ever known.
The 4th of July is a different kind of celebration. The 4th of July celebrates, probably next to the Bible, the greatest document in the history of mankind. This country, we're no better than any other people. Now, because of that document, we are an exceptional people. That document keeps us in a lane that produces excellence that the world has never seen. And America is exceptional for 3 reasons. We are exceptional because we are a competitive country, we are a compassionate country, and America is a courageous country. We're competitive in everything, sports, our whole government system, free enterprise system is set up on competition. People who are willing to compete to be the best they can be. And our compassion, we see that throughout the world in terms of what Americans give to the rest of the world for their welfare and their health and their well-being. And then our courage, of course, the courage of the American people is responsible for most of the freedoms in the world today. So those 3 things, which are an offspring of the 4th of July, which is an offspring of that great document, the Declaration.
Gaining our independence from England was only the first step on a long journey that continues today. There have been many lessons learned in the process of achieving the prosperity that America has enjoyed. The dedication and sacrifice of the brave men and women of our armed forces has been the common denominator from the very beginning.
If you see a veteran walking down the street or you see a veteran, just say, hey, thank you for your service. It doesn't take much. And I tell kids, if you want to thank a veteran, enjoy your freedom. That's exactly why he fought. Don't misuse it and don't abuse it, but enjoy it, because some people have put a lot of effort into making sure that you have it and that you can make the choices that you make.